Here's your first look at the Google Pixel Watch 4. After we released renders of the Pixel 10, Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, and Pixel 10 Pro Fold, we can now focus on the Pixel Watch 4, which looks mostly the same as last year, but there are some pretty big changes here. Of course, the bigger one that a lot of people are really going to be interested in is the new repairability. The Google Pixel Watch 4 will actually be repairable versus older Pixel Watches, where if you had a shattered display, you can just replace that display. You had to actually get rid of it and buy a new Pixel Watch. Now we'll be able to replace components of that Pixel Watch 4. Now when it comes to colors, the Pixel Watch 4 will be available in 4 case colors as the previous models have been, which includes black, silver, gold, and moonstone. That moonstone is going to match very nicely with the Pixel 10 Pro, Pixel 10 Pro XL, and the Pixel 10 Pro Fold. There will also be a moonstone band, active band, available for the Pixel Watch 4. Now keep in mind when we're talking about these case colors, that really only applies to the back of the watch as well as the crown, because the front of the watch is pretty much all display. Now speaking of those bands, we do have a few of the active and active sport bands available here. And what we see here is we have the obsidian, porcelain, and some colors for the active band, which we do believe there'll be quite a few more colors available come launch day. And then we have the active sport bands, which is available in obsidian, porcelain, indigo, limoncello, raspberry, and iris colors. So you'll have colors that will match with the base model Pixel 10, but not as much with the Pro models for some reason. I guess Google believes that people buying the active sport bands aren't interested in the Pixel 10 Pro, but they want the base model instead. It's an interesting choice by Google. Now, one of the bigger changes with the Pixel Watch 4 this year actually comes with battery and charging. So the battery capacity is being increased by about 8% on both models. That brings the battery life up to about 30 hours with always on display turned on for the 41mm and about 40 hours on the 45mm. Which means if you're one of those that turns off always on display, you can likely get at least 2 days of battery life out of both of these models. Right now on my Pixel Watch 3 45mm, I'm able to get over 2 days of battery life with always on display turned off. Now that is still far below what OnePlus is offering. The other big change is going to come with charging. So charging is going to be about 25% faster versus the Pixel Watch 3. And it's going to make it much easier to top up when you're in the shower or you just want to take it off when you're getting ready to go in the morning and have a full charge for the day. Now, part of the reason for that faster charging is because of the new charging mechanism that Google is using. So this year we have a new side charging feature. And instead of the dock using pogo pins on the back to connect to the watch, they're actually going to be on the bottom or on the left side of the watch, opposite of the crown. There's going to be 2 connectors, which you can see in the pictures here, that are going to connect to the Pixel Watch and charge it even faster. This is a pretty interesting way to charge, as basically every other watch that's ever existed has charged from the bottom via some sort of wireless or pogo pin connection. Google will be announcing the Pixel Watch 4 alongside the Pixel 10 series and likely the Pixel Buds 2a at the Made by Google event on August 20th. Pre-orders will open that same day, and they should start shipping around August 28th. For more details on the Pixel Watch 4 and everything else Pixel, make sure to head to androidheadlines.com.